Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I decided to take a break from the gardening videos. I'll update you guys next week on how things are going and where things are at with our garden plans. But for this week, I, with some of my friends, have been just talking about how we each figured out what was going to work best for us postpartum, when friends and family were going to visit, how we felt during that period, and how to navigate and figure out when to have your friends and family come visit you during postpartum, and with your new baby. And so I'll talk about my experience and some experience of other moms and friends close to me and what's worked for them. So I will start with what my husband and I have done for our two kids and what we've felt pretty good about for both of our kids going into when they were going to be born. We decided I had the couple of individuals that I knew I wanted to be there to help be my support person during the labor and delivery, and also I had two people that I wanted with me, and we've always the two experiences that we knew we wanted somebody else, that if my husband needed to step away or needed to take a break or use the bathroom, that somebody else was there for me, that was not just him. So I've always had I always, for my two experiences, I've had those same two support people, and that's been great. So those are the only two people that knew that I was in labor and baby was going to be arriving soon. That plus with our second born, we needed somebody to watch our oldest, so there was one other family member that knew. And we made very clear, hey, we don't want you communicating to anyone else. Like, we want our time and space. And a big thing for my husband and I is that we did not want to communicate anything until we felt ready. We did not know how we were going to feel, what our energy was going to look like, if we were going to be open to visitors in the hospital. So for us, it was, we did not communicate unless we had the energy and felt open and willing to do so. Both times we've ended up messaging our families, our direct families, so my parents and siblings, and my husband's parents and his siblings, in the hospital, saying, hey, we are open for visitors, would love for you to come and visit us in the hospital. And I've actually really enjoyed it. And I know a lot of people don't suggest that and don't recommend it, just you're freshly postpartum. But I actually really enjoyed it. Uh, One, because for my experiences, again, for labor and delivery, I did not have C-sections. I delivered vaginally, had like no complications. So for me in the hospital, I'm really riding that adrenaline. And it was hard for me to fall asleep both times. And I was just go, go, go still. My brain was active. I was just on cloud nine and felt really good. Yeah, of course, you're really swollen, bleeding a lot, uncomfortable. But in general, like, and mentally, I had the energy to give. Now, both times, as soon as we left the hospital and got home, it was near gone. I was falling asleep during the car ride, and it was exhausting. Second time, we actually went and surprised grandparents, and I knew it was going to be hard. I knew it was going to be tough, but we wanted to do that surprise before we went home, because we knew as soon as we went home, we were not going to want to leave for a few weeks. So I actually enjoyed those who could visit us, and it was a lot of my family that was able to come visit us in the hospital and meet baby. And for the most part, they're all really respectful. I had one of my sisters say, "Hey, I have a cold. Do you not want me to come?" And she wore a mask, washed her hands right before, didn't touch baby. So really, really respectful, and it was really nice for everyone to come, and they didn't really overstay. Everyone kind of came either in groups or for like an hour or two, brought us snacks, asked if we needed anything or wanted anything. So it was really, really nice to have so many people come visit us then, because then once we got home, we weren't leaving. That's when the exhaustion sets in. That's, when you're on night 2, night 3, night 4, and you're really, but not getting sleep is really starting to catch up with you. And so going into the second part, when did we see like the rest of our friends and family, for them to meet new baby and for us to feel comfortable with that? And for the most part, we're pretty open to people stopping by. We just wanted to know an about time or day, and being very clear with everyone, like, I may be topless, like, I am breastfeeding and this is our home, and just being very open about that, and also wanting to keep those visits short. And most of the time they would happen, I felt like it was almost a breather for us to have like another adult conversation during the day that would kind of rejuvenate us a little bit. Uh, and in regards to the comfort level and exposing your newborn baby to any potential germs, any potential sicknesses, it's the, if anyone's not feeling well, anyone's still getting over a cold or sickness, no, we did not allow them to come and visit us. It was a very clear line. We did not want to risk anything. And so they would wait. Or if we have clear boundaries too around certain vaccinations. And even my own mother did not want to get certain vaccinations. So I'd say, okay, you're going to wait till after they get their first round of vaccinations, after the 2 month. So after their 2 month vaccines. So we really planned things ahead of time, communicated that ahead of time. And then as we were feeling out to it, that's when we allowed uh, visitors to come in. But like I said, we were pretty open to it. It's the, if this situation makes you uncomfortable, then it's probably not good for you to stop by, because we're not going to change what we need to do during this very freshly postpartum era for us. Again, just our 2 experiences. That's how it's unfolded for both of them so far. Now, with some of my friends, they were very different. I had very different labor and delivery experiences that were much more traumatic, scary, and in the hospital for a few days. And so for them, they didn't want visitors. They didn't communicate when things were going on. And, trying to waiting till the vaccines for people to visit, just much more cautious. But it was, hey, we were always stopping by, just dropping food off, being like, hey, we just dropped food off. Like, they're communicating early in the morning. We're going to drop food off around this time. You either need to get it inside right away, or hey, it can sit outside for a little bit, depending on the time of year and whatnot. So I realize that we may be the oddballs here, and that's okay. And a lot of our friends have experienced the opposite, where they're much more secluded. I will say for us the second time, not that we were more secluded, but we did follow more like staying in bed for longer period. With our first, we were traveling after a week and a half. So this time around, we knew we just wanted to stay in our house and not go anywhere. And that felt really, really good. And I think that may be a big contributor to why I was feeling better sooner. So again, everything is give and take. I will say this. My biggest tip is to lean in to how you are feeling. And you may not agree with how you're feeling, because you want people to stop by, but you're feeling really crappy, really overwhelmed, and you just don't want to feel like you need to entertain. And entertain is maybe not the best word, but you don't want to feel like you need to be present and having conversations. And just say no. Just say no. Tell them, hey, try again next week. Give yourself grace, give yourself time. This is time that you need to protect for yourself. You're not going to get it back. It's so fresh. It's a wild ride. It's amazing. It's exhausting. It can be exhilarating. It can be frustrating. It can be scary. All the emotions. And especially being the woman in the scenario, your hormones are going crazy. I just remember with my second, the night sweats were ridiculous, and it was just a lot. And so lean in to whatever deep feelings you have, even if you may not understand them and you can't explain them, just letting your significant other know what you are feeling, and setting up that boundary to not let others. And for us, it was communicating things early, especially about the vaccines at that 2 month mark and beyond, and having your system built in already so that you don't feel guilty in the moment. I feel guilty very easily, so I knew I wanted to communicate things ahead of time. So do what you can ahead of time, and it's okay to change it from day to day, hour to hour. If someone said to come at 2 o'clock and at 1 o'clock it's just not going to work, let them know. Tell them, like, this is you setting your boundaries so that you can feel the best that you can feel during this time of life that you're never going to get back. And that's okay. And it's hard to accept that, and being able to talk about that with your significant other and preemptively have a conversation with them that it may not logically make sense, and that's okay, but I need you to support me in what I'm saying, and saying, yes, I got you, I understand, I can do that, and having them follow through makes all the difference in your postpartum. So I'm going to end it here. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you can relate. I know the experience is so different from each individual, each family, each group. So, good luck, mamas. You are doing amazing. You are doing wonderful. And do the best that you can. See you guys next time.